Happy Halloween, loves! It's your girl, Lady Public with Public Gaming, bringing you my first top 5 video of this year, of 2017. I know, I'm a little late. My last top 5 video was another Halloween one, so lately I've just been playing games and games and games. So all I have are reviews, so hopefully you're cool with that. So it's Halloween, and I figured I'd do a top 5 creepiest video game locations from a JRPGer / action adventure game / choose your own story kind of adventure. You guys know what kind of games I play. Point is, don't expect no Ishimura from Dead Space or the Maw from Little Nightmares. I don't do all that. If you're new here, I'm a complete chicken shit. I can't play BioShock. I can't play Last of Us. Like, those games are horror to me. They're, no. With that all out of the way, there actually isn't really an order to this list, with the exception of 1 and 2, because they actually kind of freaked me out a little bit. So, let's get started. Number 5. We're going to start off revealing how basic this list actually is. What is one of the most cliche haunted locations? Is it A, cabin in the woods? Is it B, a basement? Or is it C, a mansion? I'll wait. Oh, you done? Great. Well, if you answered C for Luigi's Haunted Mansion, you're right. As I mentioned before, I don't do well with horror. So much that even a lighthearted take on the genre still causes me nearly to shit myself. I do not, under any circumstances, lighthearted or not, do well with jump scares, which is a thing that this game capitalizes on. So this mansion is dark, and the only way to light up the rooms is to clear all the ghosts out of them. This is a game where cute and colorful ghosts, varying of shapes and sizes, pop out of nowhere and spook you. And it also doesn't help that Luigi jumps and screams, which also causes me to jump and scream. It's pretty contagious. In addition to the rooms being dark, you're confronted with haunted paintings, chairs seemingly rocking itself, and the doors slamming and locking behind you. It's funny because always as a child, if I ever had to leave my room at nighttime for any reason whatsoever, I always turned on every light to get to where I needed to go, and then I turned off every light on my way back. And now I know why. Ghosts. 4. The Legend of Zelda series has several horrific locations, like dropping down a well, or a forest temple haunted by ghost sisters, or the Silent Realm where guardians will claw after you. But there's no place like an inhospitable shaded land where the dead mindlessly roam. Ikana Canyon is one of the most troubling lands I've had the displeasure of traveling. This canyon is a cursed land, preventing the dead from resting in peace, and its poor soil prevents any sort of vegetation. So naturally, you're greeted by several paranormal figures. The first notable one being a race known as Garo. They're pretty much undead ninjas that have an insatiable thirst for blood. There's Sharp, one of the composer brothers, who relented to darkness and caused the river to dry up. He plays a dark melody that slowly drains Link's health. And never mind the Gibdos and crows that plague the canyon, picking away at Link the first chance they get. Ikana Canyon did a great job with minimalistic and eerie settings, coupled with ghastly characters and sickening sights. Every time a Garo appeared, it was quite jarring, and the lore behind the haunted canyon was quite troubling. This is going to be a combo answer, as these locations work in tandem, and you'll see that in a moment. So growing up, I'm not going to say my mom didn't cook much, but canned foods were definitely a thing in my household. And I didn't really have a problem with it. Food is food. But as you grow up, you kind of learn canned foods aren't the best for you. They have all sorts of preservatives. They're just pumping it with all sorts of shit. And you look at a can and you'll see like all these long fucking words that you've never even heard of. Things that other countries have literally banned. But you know, I've lived with that. Hell, if you're in America now, you are living with that. And I was fine with that. Up until I played a small, low-key game that's certainly not a staple in the JRPG series that you've probably never even heard of, called Xenogears. One of the most monumental locations in JRPG history is the Soylent System, a food factory directly connected to Krellin's laboratory. The Soylent System injects food with certain additives, specifically to control the general public. Genetic limiters were rooted in foods and medicines to keep people docile and submissive. It was a sure way to keep people from questioning authoritative figures and sparking a rebellion. And as unsettling as that may be, it isn't quite what makes the Soylent System disquieting. It's not until the very end of the workshop you have already had your fill of canned food along the way. You pass through these double doors that reveal the true nature of the Soylent System, a dark and disturbing human slaughterhouse disguised as a factory that processes food for the carefree citizens of Solaris. That's right. You and the people of Solaris ate delicious, processed human flesh. And it's at that moment that you feel gross and uncertain about everything at this point. You rush out only to find the next stage is Krellin's laboratory, where you see where the magic takes place. You see these mutated lambs, a derogatory term for the land dwellers or people who are non-Solarians, in cages. They've been transmuted into wells or monsters, and they're crying out in pain, wanting death, or slowly losing their humanity, talking about eating other humans. And if you dare open their cages, they swarm after you, initiating a tough battle. And what's worse is some of these wells are NPCs you met before they were captured, making it all the more bitter when you slaughter them. Xenogears as a whole is just 50 shades of fucked up, so the Soylent System and Krellin's lab are more than deserving to be on this list. Chew! So, I'm gonna keep the theme going on here with laboratories. If you are one of the poor souls who has yet to play the unforgettable game that is Undertale and you plan on playing it, I would skip this segment because spoilers. If you don't know, Undertale is a happy world, with endearing characters and brilliant writing. The more you play Undertale and make different choices, you uncover different areas, ultimately affecting the end of the game. The True Lab is only available in the pacifist route, and is hidden within the colorful, friendly, warm laboratory. It's completely jarring to see a dark and nearly abandoned secret lab, especially when you're essentially doing the right thing by not killing a single monster. While you're navigating the thickly foggy area, the monitors turn on as you walk by, and random encounters with these hideous familiar monsters called algominates. And what makes them so abominable is they're pieces of monsters you've seen melded together, and they're saying things like, "Stay with me," or "Come join the fun." And the thing is, you don't entirely know what the hell happened down there. What exactly is this fun? Cause if this fun you're talking about looks as fucked up as your face, I'm good, fam. For me, the random encounters, after a while, they kinda grew on you. Where the True Lab excels is the suspense factor. So the two things that eat me up are suspense and jump scares. And there are some hilarious and suspenseful moments that just make your heart beat out of your chest. For example, this segment destroyed me. Undertale's True Lab magnificently fucks with you. I found the entire atmosphere very creepy. Number 1, incoming Life is Strange spoilers. I almost did not beat this game for multiple reasons because it was so horrifying in multiple segments of this game. In my opinion, the horror bit that took place in Life is Strange didn't actually happen where I'm going to be discussing. The horror bit, in my opinion, is Max's nightmare. But the creepiest location is the white and bright area known as the dark room. As you search the area, you put together what exactly this room is used for: drugging and photographing young girls. You see needles and bottled up substances in trays, framed pictures of victims looking helpless and void of awareness, or simply disturbing images. And it isn't until later in the game where the protagonist, Max Caulfield, also finds herself a victim of the culprit's sick hobby. What makes the dark room horrifying is its realism. Someone is taking these girls, pumping them with all sorts of drugs, and snapping photos and killing them. Unfortunately, that isn't entirely far-fetched. I don't know about you guys, but when I play a choose-your-own-adventure kind of game, I put myself in the character's position. I felt I was the one uncovering the mystery in this sicko studio, you know? So it just made my skin crawl as I discovered what happened. And I'm just curious, when you guys play choice games, you make your own decisions and you get your outcome at the end of the game, do you guys play as yourself, or do you play what this character would do, or you play to win? This is obviously the right option, so I'm going to choose it, even though I would say something else. I'm just curious. I personally put myself in the character's shoes and see what happens. And that's all I got for you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this little Halloween bit. Let me know in the comments some of your creepy locations that aren't in horror games, because I'm really quite curious. Switching gears for a second, do you guys want me to review Mario Odyssey or nah? Because I know everyone has already put out reviews. I got it day one, but I like to play the game, I like to beat the game, I want to do like a thorough review rather than like get the game, play it as fast as I can, and then give a review, you know? I like quality, so let me know if that's something you're interested in, or the fact is I'm going to get it out late, so it won't be all the hype. You've already probably seen like 20,000 reviews on it already. Let me know if that's really something you're interested in. If not, I'm probably going to pass over. Still play it, just not review it. And speaking of reviews, after my little self-promotion bit / collaboration with another YouTuber, stay tuned to see some hints on what games I'll be reviewing next. I'm so excited. I think you guys will be too, so yay! Top box is more top 5 videos like this one, and the bottom box is actually a collaboration I did with my boys at Hardford Games, where we dissected the beta version of Wind Waker. Please, please, please check them out, and if you like, make sure to subscribe. Objection! I know you guys are excited.